for today. Hi, Happy. You can say something. Oh yeah, you see the mouse there on the screen, right? You see the mouse. So hi everyone. I am hoping you guys can hear me. If not, we have a, how do you say, Houston, we have a problem. Happy has decided to sit with us today, and he has decided that he wants to stay on top of my watercolor paper today. So we're just going to we are just going to play a little bit. Hi, Happy. Yeah. So usually Happy is asleep during this hour, but now he's just a rascal. He's not sleeping. He's just awake, and he usually likes to come and mess up with my watercolor paper. Now it's all full of hairs. That's how it go. But anyway, happy King's Day. Actually, King's Day was yesterday, which is very interesting. I'm really hoping he doesn't sit on my keyboard, because if he sits on my keyboard, then okay, baby, you can sit here. You can sit here. Sit there. Okay. I need to put him next to me. So King's Day was yesterday. We had a blast. It was really nice weather. Oh, he's so cute. Yes, he is. And now he's coming back, because of course every time I try to put him back, okay, he just comes back. Okay, we're just gonna talk a little bit, and then we're gonna try to see if we can do some watercolor today. Otherwise we just play with Happy. Okay, it's gonna be watercolors with cat. That's our new theme. Okay. He's going to be so cute. Oh, hi, Happy. Hi. Yeah, he just wants to, oh, now he gets scared. Don't get scared, it's just a keyboard. You like the keyboard, it has lights. Yes. He just wants pets. Okay. So, you know, I just decided today I just wanted to do some loose watercolors. What does that mean? I'm not gonna do any line art before. I'm not just gonna do, like, it's not my usual style. And it's also one of these things that I do. Did is on my keyboard, yes. And it's a little bit of mindless watercoloring, okay? It doesn't always work, and I don't always succeed on this. But today, let's see what we can do. I actually, this is a Stonehenge watercolor paper, for those who don't know what this is. This is a cold press, so it looks like this. It comes in a pack, and I just wanted to try again. Last time when I did my illustrated style, I thought that this paper was okay. I mean, I had nothing against it. Nothing special either. As in, it's very good for watercolor paper that is 100% cotton. It doesn't bleed or anything. But it's very similar to like Fabriano and other brands. So nothing super out of the ordinary. Not like when I have my Hanemule and I go like, ooh, that's really like a paper I need to hoard. So if you're wondering what colors, if Happy is going to let me get this now, what colors we're gonna use, I actually got some new sets of watercolors. And this is some example. Oh yes, you want to play with it. Of course you want to play with it. Why not? Okay, let's see how we can how we can paint with Happy. So where are we? Yes. These are the Tundra watercolors from Schminke. So Schminke has some watercolors that are super granulating watercolors, okay? And for that reason, we are going to use them today. And then in here, I have some handmade watercolors that I bought from a girl that sells them in the Netherlands. They're really nice, dark, especially this dark blue. It has, you can really see the black in it, and some other pigments. Really nice greens here. So I'm going to use these Tundra ones and these black ones. in between the tundra ones, I have two yellows because I was looking for the perfect yellow. These are my graphite. I just put them here for comparison. I was looking for a good yellow, and actually this tundra yellow looks like the graphite yellow. But then I also bought this Azo nickel yellow from Daniel Smith, and this one was a different yellow, which I cannot remember what the name was, but I think Azo nickel and tundra yellow look a lot more like the graphite tint, which I really like. So I was like, okay, these are the colors I'm going to use. Why am I using the graphite tint? I really don't have a good red yet, so I'm just gonna keep it here and I'm going to look at them, and then we're gonna start painting. And I'm going to pray that Happy can sit just a smidge further. Can you sit here, Happy? Can you sit here? Are you okay with it? Okay, yes. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Just sit there. You sit there. Yes. Okay. He's sitting. Whew. We are safe for now. Maybe he goes to sleep. So I want to do a design that goes like from here to here. Right, in the middle there may be some roses. I'm gonna have some tiny flowers, and maybe the ranunculus here, some sort of peony, and some smaller flowers and lots of leaves. Right, this is kind of the premise of the whole thing. Let us see if that works. Okay, and let us see if we have our watercolor centered. I'm going to put my mouse here so that it's not in the way, and then we're going to start. Okay, I'm going to also move the microphone closer to me. I'm using my number, actually I have a number 4 and a number 6 Escoda brush. I think I'm gonna switch to the number 6 for now. This is Escoda Versatil, and I have also my number 10, but I'm not going to use it for now. I'm just going to try this. So this flower down here is, I'm thinking I actually would really much enjoy to see how it looks like. Okay, this is going to be sort of a brownish. I'm going to do the center with some brown and some yellow. So let's wet some browns and some yellows, and let's see if we do the center. This is the brown. Let's see what yellow we can do here. Okay, I added some yellow, and then what do I think is gonna look nice? Maybe a blue. I'm gonna use this Tundra blue. I'm gonna see how it looks like. It's gonna look like nice. So what I want is this petal is gonna be 5 petal, and I'm going to touch the center as well, and gonna see how that goes. Not sure if you see the super granulating effect that we have here, but it's not yet there. So I guess from the, if you do the second layer, you will see it better, right? So just doing 5 petals. The funny part with loose watercoloring is that you just have to give the impression of the flower. It just doesn't have to be anything straight or anything super just gonna have to have some of the petals, and that's it. Okay, now I'm loading up my brush, adding way more color. I think the test of a watercolor paper is when you do loose watercoloring, and then you see how the colors are fading, and if they're fading right away or not, or what's happening. And that's when we're gonna know for sure whether this paper is really worth it. Okay, now I'm going to do some green. So I'm picking colors up directly from the pan. It's okay. So let's talk about what happened yesterday. So as you guys know, in the Netherlands we celebrate King's Day. In the past it was called Queen's Day, and it was on 30th of April. But now we have a king, and we celebrate his birthday, which is on the 27th. Okay, so that was yesterday. What does that mean? Usually everybody gets free because it's the king's birthday, and if it wasn't for the corona and everything, we would have been outside. Everybody's allowed to sell like secondhand stuff. This is the time when everybody goes and tries to buy everybody else's junk, and then everybody goes outside, it's a big party, people go, and there's lots of beer flowing and eating cookies and all sorts of stuff. As in, this is what usually happens. Now we are still in a lockdown situation, so you're allowed to go out, but only with your immediate family, 2 people, kind of those are the rules. So we also got out and we wanted to go to the park. The park was not as crowded. Like if you would have gone into Amsterdam, that would have been a much, much, much more crowded park. Actually, the parks in Amsterdam got closed because too many people arrived. So they weren't allowed to basically keep the parks open. People got kicked out of the parks. But you have to remember that Amsterdam, it's very special. Because why is Amsterdam very special? You might wonder, what's going on in Amsterdam? The parks in Amsterdam are actually not big at all. It's a very compact city. Wow, these are super granulating colors, and you can see that they transform into different colors. It's so interesting, this effect. It's so interesting, right? We're not going for anything other than let's see how much this effect goes and what's the most interesting effect that we can get. So I'm just doing very simple flowers, 4 petals, and the one in the front is just squashed, so nothing super special here. Okay. But we managed to get a spot in our city. It wasn't that crowded, to be honest. In our city was quite nice. We have very big parks. Like we have many, many big parks, which are sometimes double the size of the parks in Amsterdam. So although there was quite some people, was not crowded at all. We went a little bit further down the lake and we managed to get a spot. We brought our blanket and we were sitting watching the lake, and there was literally nobody around us. We were all alone, which was really nice, to be honest. We brought some snacks and we were just watching people go by on their bikes, biking around and so on. So nice weather. So this is how we did yesterday, right? Because we were free. I didn't have to go to work, which is like really good. I do not always want to go to work. So that was nice. So when we came back home, it was very interesting because I was very tired. I haven't been out, like I go out, but I don't stay out, right? I mean, majority of the people don't remain out because it's quite dangerous. So if I go out, I just go to the shops, like to the supermarket, I buy something, I come back. I haven't been out like for a few hours in the sun for a very long time. So I got actually super tired and I fell asleep. And the funny part is we all fell asleep, and I have such a funny picture with both Hap and Dit sleeping next to us, and we huddled on the couch and we sleeping on the couch as well, right? It's like very, very interesting how just going outside can basically kill you for the day. Well, make you very tired. Let's put it this way, right? So I want to do some tiny leaves here. So I just started in this corner, and we're gonna go up, and then we're gonna come back to this. It's okay. We're gonna add the stamens in the front and all of that stuff, right? This is just the petals. Let's see if we can have some red from the graphite tint. Actually, because I want some berries around here. I'm just making the round, and then maybe use some gray to do the stamen. Okay, so that was it. Majority of the people also take free on Monday, because if the King's Day is a free day from the government, makes no sense why you cannot take a day free from your own free days, and then you have a longer weekend. So kind of this is what we did. It gave me a chance to rest. To be honest, lately I've been very tired, and there's a lot of projects that are going on that I'm working on, and not only at work, with the house, doing some rebuilds and so on. This takes a lot of energy. So if you haven't seen me, basically in the last, I don't know, I wonder which one should I use. This one, this thunder. If you haven't seen me last Sunday, is because I actually fell asleep. So I was planning to do a live stream, and I thought I'm just gonna lay down. I was so tired. I'm gonna lay down a little bit and rest my head before the live stream. But I never managed to wake up, and then I was just sleeping. So things like this happen. So I can't always control it, and maybe I shouldn't, because actually I think our health is more important than anything in this world. And I'm going to urge all of you to go ahead and do this. And if you feel like tired or anything, just take the day off or sleep. And maybe that's not possible for everybody, right? I'm not gonna say everybody's allowed to take the day off or anything, but yeah, it sometimes really helps. I'm going to do some more green of this green. So I'm just doing the leaf shape, right? I'm not doing anything different. I'm doing basically using the belly of the brush to drag it around and to do the leaf. So this is what we've been doing, and I'm really happy that actually on a Sunday I could sleep. So then I would say that I got really rested in this small vacation. So now I'm back at work and I've just decided I'm going to do loose watercolors. I'm not very good with loose watercolors. I'm not an expert at all in it. So this is not something that I always do. But I think I need to start practicing it, right? So that's why we do this. Let's see if you can. I'm adding a little bit more water. Okay. And then I'm going to add maybe some yellow into these ones. One color doesn't ever look very good. So we're just gonna make our own colors. And I like mixing in sets because this will make them look really interesting when you mix them in. What happens here, we have a prime example what happens when your kitty cat sits on top of your things, is that you get hairs. You get lots of hairs. So let's see how this one dries. I put a little bit more water than maybe normally I would have. But I mean, why not? Okay, I want to do some yellow thing here. I want to have some yellow flowers. And I only put 4 petals, okay? Okay. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We heard that in just a few days the lockdown is gonna be lifted, and then the terraces is gonna open. So that most probably means we can actually go to a terrace, or we can go a little bit up, and also the shops will be open. Because currently the shops are only open for when you want to go and have an appointment. So only by appointment they're open. So then the shops don't require appointment. That means we can go basically browsing around and shopping around. So we're probably gonna do that, especially if there's gonna be nicer weather coming, right? Okay, maybe I should add some more of this light green here. Just some tiny leaves. Doesn't need to be gone. On the other side, we've started with the Shadow and Bone movie. I don't know if you've seen this, or if you've watched this. It's a really nice series. It's a fantasy series with magic and everything, and I've been missing magic. Okay, now this is gonna be sort of a peony. So I'm going to do some petals, some very loose petals here. So the peony, just the petals are wrapping around the peony. And I'm going to do that. I'm gonna leave some spaces here in between. And that's what's gonna be. I'm gonna add different colors as well. And you have some petals here in the front, and then we're gonna go with a darker green, maybe this one, and we're gonna do some of the leaves here, here, and just gonna have some darker leaves here. I'm trying to add the darker leaves in between all the other leaves. Okay, that was it. Hopefully nobody you can see why I hate loose watercolors, right? Because I cannot control it. I cannot control how it looks like. I cannot control anything about it. This is so frustrating. But what can I say? Like, there are some watercolor artists out there that do this kind of work and make it look very easy. And you might think it's super easy to do, you know? And maybe if you had lots of practice, you'll be able to do this with no problem whatsoever. I, on the other hand, I struggle a lot with this loose watercolor style. So, oh look, this one is gonna go nice. It doesn't adhere to my idea of how things should look like cleanliness wise, and I don't know how to pronounce it. I want all my paintings to have very defined edges, very defined petals, everything super defined. And having loose watercolors is like, well, let's move away from all of that and do something totally different. And let's see how the water goes and how the water behaves. And yeah, this is not my cup of tea, but I'm trying my best here, right? So I'm hoping you like the explosion of colors that we have here. We're gonna have some more. Let's try to do this. This is gonna be so this is the tundra yellow. Is that yellow that looks like the graphite tint yellow. So I'm just gonna do the center of this flower, and I'm just going to try to do like a ranunculus or something like that. So I'm adding also some extra splashes of a color because I didn't like that red. It was so red. Okay. And now, which color should I use? Which color should I use for the ranunculus? Let's use this one. So what it starts with is these semicircles, or these circles here, and then it will transform into full-blown petals soon, because we're gonna go like this, and like this, and like this. We're gonna go like this. So I'm using the belly of my brush and going around the flower, and I'm adding more and more water as farther away from the center as I go, because I want it to be like the lightest around that. Okay, that was one on one of our last flowers, and now we can actually do some more leaves here. I'm gonna touch a bit. So one of the leaves. And I put a bit too much color, and I'm going to just pick it up on my brush. You can still do that, it's still wet. And I'm picking the color up, smooshing it around. And now maybe I can do a secondary leaf here with the color picked up from that side. I'm going to have to do some more yellow flowers just to bring everything together, and then we're gonna deal with the centers of the flowers and some extra things. So in the past, when we had the King's Day, we would have had boats. We would have had boats on the canals, and everybody would participate in parades, and the king will go from city to city, and you know, they would have this, how do you call really awesome games for all the participants. You could win prizes, so it's a day of celebration, right? And it's a day where, if you're lucky, the king will visit your city, and then you get to see the king, and you get to maybe play a game with him. It's the only time. And yeah, okay, now I'm going to add kind of second layers and so on, and then we're gonna talk some more about kings and queens and so on. So we know our king is quite young. I think he's in his 50s or so. Don't know exactly, but his daughters are also like the next in lines to the throne, quite young. And I believe his daughters act a little bit like a normal Dutch kid would act. I think I saw them going to school on their bike. Like, I guess it's not like the same royal family situation as in, let's say, England or some other country. I'm adding some lines onto these leaves with some darker green. Okay, maybe I'll need to add some here. Okay. Shadow in Bone. I was planning to actually buy the book because I heard the series is after a book, which seems to be quite popular. So I was planning to go and buy it, and we will see if the book is actually any good. It's so funny that in the past I would have learned about these good books somehow, but I would have learned that from my colleagues, but my colleagues here are not the type of colleagues that read books. That is the unfortunate part. My colleagues here are just technologists that do technology stuff, and they don't do a lot of books. Okay. I'm gonna use my new brush. By the way, this is called Escoda Prado, and you might wonder what is the difference between an Escoda Prado and an Escoda Versatil. This one is really it doesn't have a belly that holds as much water as the Escoda Versatil, but it has a really sharp point, so you can do really sharp things, like the stamen for this one. You see how sharp the middle is? So you can definitely do these kind of things. Okay, now we're gonna try to do some stamen in the middle. So I'm going to do at the peony here. Going to do a lot of stamen. Okay. Look at this one, like this color, it's a super granulating color, but that's because it's a combination of two colors. So I didn't even need to add other colors in it because it's already made of multiple colors. This is how they do it. He cannot help. Oh no, he is 54. Okay, Johan says the king is 54. Okay, he's not that old as I was thinking he's going to be, right? But as a king, that's quite young. But maybe that's okay, because if he's young, that means he has a bit more in common with normal people than if he wouldn't, right? So maybe he understands better certain things. Okay, I'm just adding details now. And then, let me see, maybe I'll do this sparkly one for the middle of those flowers. I'm pretty chill today. I hope you can notice that and appreciate how chill I am, because, well, I'm just having fun here. This is so different. I think this type of flowers I like a lot, especially with these granulating colors. I mean, when you do like the work that you do with normal colors and with normal illustrative style, you would never reach this kind of colors combination. Because on an illustrative style you always have to illustrate staying in the lines, and then you don't have the opportunity to add this kind of water effect. And then these granulated ones only works if I do this type of flowers. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. It's really fun. This is really fun. Okay, some purple leaves here and there, why not? Purplies are always fun. Maybe some extra red. Okay, and now that we've done this, and what you notice when we're doing loose watercolors, what you might notice is that it doesn't take nearly as long as when you do illustrative style. Oh, hi, Happy. Oh, he's sleeping now. He's so cute. It doesn't take nearly as long. And you can finish up really fast, right? So that's not a very big problem. It's a lot of incentive for people to do loose watercolors, because I'm pretty sure that if I would test this kind of style, let's say a few days in a row, then there wouldn't be any problem anymore, because I will be able to do it. This is like, I think, my second or my third loose watercolors like this, besides the ones that I do with fine tech ones, right? So the goal of this piece was not to do loose watercolors. The goal of this piece was to have a second look at this watercolor paper, the Stonehenge cold press specifically. The hot press I really like, so no questions there, no questions asked. However, I just wanted to see how the cold press reacts. And what I did notice is, on a lot of these flowers, the water seeped into the paper way too fast. So that means that I got dry parts really fast. So that means that, especially when you do loose watercolors, you want to be able to, when you go with your next color, you're going to touch something that's already wet, and it's going to flow into each other. And this is what gives the loose watercolors its beauty, right? I didn't see this happen here. What I saw, this paper is absorbing the water really fast. So, yeah, I still stand to my decision earlier. It's an okay watercolor paper, right? But you need to learn how to work with it. So for me, this watercolor paper, the cold press, not the hot press, because the hot press I really liked, I'm just going to use it for sketches. And I think it's going to work well for things like landscapes and so on. So that's perfectly fine. I'm just not going to use these ones for my watercolor florals on my illustrative style. Okay. And this is just something that I've decided right now, because I saw kind of how it works with the loose watercolors and with the loose florals. There is a good thing about it, right? So if you like the fact that your watercolors dry up really fast, that's okay, because on the other hand, the colors really dried out still vibrant. So there's a lot of watercolor papers out there that when the watercolor is dried out on the paper, it looks really faded, right? This is not happening with this. So it's not a total loss. It's not like it's a terrible watercolor, right? But I still stand by my initial assessment that for me, the Hanemule and the Arches are the best on the cold press front, okay? And I always said that I hate the Arches hot press. I don't like it. But I like their cold press. So best thing for you to do if you are unsure is, depending on your style, take the time and buy. Like this, these brands also have the tinier version of their watercolors. Try them out. It's the only way to know. Even if I would tell you now it's a bad watercolor and then somebody comes and says, no, it's not true. It could be not true for them, right? This is just my opinion. Anyway, it was really good to see you guys again. And I'm thanking you so much for staying with me and for being live with me tonight. This was just a simple thing that I did, had no rhyme and reason, and sometimes you just need this. You just need something that just makes no sense whatsoever, like this combination of flowers makes no sense whatsoever, right? Let's put it this way. Just to test the paper, that's all. And to taste the colors are beautiful. The granulation is amazing. I mean, I have nothing against the colors. So highly recommended. Yeah. Any questions? Or we can say thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful evening. It's Wednesday. I learned today that it's Wednesday. I even forgot what day it was. And you know, see you next time. And next time it's going to be on a Sunday, and we're going to do something beautiful, like a real illustration, like my style. And I'm going to still use the granulated colors. Why? Because I bought, actually, this is just the first 5 that I bought, but I actually bought 2 other sets from the StreamCam super granulating colors, and I really want to test them, and I really want to put them to their paces. And I'm going to make some tiny designs for some stickers and so on. So we're just gonna have fun, okay, on the next Sunday. So see you guys there. Don't forget to like this if you liked it, and thank you again so much for watching. Bye.